Okay, now that we've done our first project, which was Hello World, we're now going to do our second project. And our second project is going to be to create a game called Guess My Number. We're going to learn a number of different things while we create that game. First thing we're going to learn about is variables. Variables are things that store numbers or data, and Python has a couple of different types of variables. It has number variables. So here's a variable that's called number, and it equals 6. And here's another variable called second number, and it's going to equal 7. And if I say print number plus second number, it should give me 13. So those are number variables. And there's another kind of variable called strings. So strings hold words. So string equals read, and second string equals Maltzman. And now if I say print string second string, it will say read Maltzman. Okay, excellent. Now, one of the tricky things, though, is that you could end up with something like this. Number equals, and look at the quotes around this, 6. It thinks it's a string, not a number. So you remember that second number equals 7. So if I say print number plus second number, it's going to give me an error. And the reason it gave me an error is that can't convert int object to string implicitly. So I need to tell it to do something. So before I use this number up here, equals 6, I have to say int dot number. Oops, let's see, how do I do that? Oh, I go int number, like that. And so it actually converts it into a number. So if I say number equals int number, what I'm doing is I'm converting it into a string, and now I can say print number plus second number. Okay, all this is important because in our guess the number game, we're going to do some, we're going to work with both strings and we're going to work with integers. So let's go ahead and create our new file, which is our new program. And so this is where our program is going to go. And I'm going to first label it using my comment. So I've got my number sign, which means please ignore everything after the number sign. This is the guess the number game. The computer will guess, or will have a number in mind. The user will keep guessing until the number is found. It's really crazy fun. Actually, it's not, but it's a rudimentary game. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to create some variables. Actually, no, that's not true. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to import a library. And when you import libraries into Python, you bring with those libraries certain things. So there's a library called random, and it teaches you, or it allows you to create a random number, okay? So I've imported my random, then I'm going to have computer's number, and I'm going to say it equals random.randint, and I'm going to say that it's 1 to 100. Okay, so now the computer's number is somewhere between 1 to 100 whenever this is run. And print computer's number. Okay, so let's go ahead and run the program as it exists right now. And it's going to make me save it before I do that. So I'm going to say yes, it must be saved. And I'm going to call this guess my number. I'm going to put it into the desktop so that I can upload it later into my Google Drive account. And I'm going to make sure that it says .py at the end here. Hit save. So I'm going to go ahead and run it. And I need to resize this window so you can see what's going on. Here. So it ran it and it said 56. So if I run it again, click over here and then say run, and it said the answer was 34. So it's choosing a random number, which is exactly what I wanted it to do. Okay. And just for kicks and giggles, because it's so much fun, crazy, I'm going to run this program again. Oops. I'm going to run it again, which is run. So I'm going to run the module, and there it is. Now it's 17. Oh my goodness, it's giving me a random number every time. So far I have the computer's number. I'm going to delete this line later, but for now I'm going to give the user some instructions. Print, I have a number in mind between 1 and 100. Print, keep guessing until you find my number. Okay, so these are my rudimentary instructions. All right, and now I'm going to say, let's see, humans guess equals 0. So I'm going to start out by just creating a variable called humans guess, and I'm going to give it this initial value of 0. And now I'm going to use a new command. While humans guess does not equal, this is the sign for does not equal, exclamation point equal means does not equal. While humans guess does not equal computer's number, do everything after this. And notice how Python automatically indents everything after this colon. You have to have a colon here, and it's going to keep doing this until the human's guess is the same as the computer's number. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to get a guess from the human. Human's guess equals input, what is your guess? Now this command, input, did you notice that it said, I wonder if it actually says this when I do this. Well, this command of input generates a string. So the human's guess will be a string. I need to convert it into an integer. So after I do this, I'm going to say human's guess equals int human's guess. So I'm going to turn it into an integer. All right. And now I'm going to have a couple if statements. If human's guess is greater than computer's number, then print your guess was too high. If human's guess is less than computer's number, I want you to print your guess was too low. And that is all I'm going to do in this while statement. So while it's in the while statement, it means that the human's guess was never equal to the computer's number. But if it gets out of the while statement, what that means is that the human actually got it. So print, congratulations, you guessed the number. Yay. So exciting. Okay, let's see if the code works. Let's just kind of step through it. So I'm going to import random. Then I'm going to generate a random number between 1 and 100. I'm going to print the computer's number just for kicks and giggles. And it's going to say, print, I have a number in mind between 1 and 100. Keep guessing until you find my number. Human's guess equals 0. While the human's guess does not equal the computer's number, well, we know it doesn't because at the start, because the human's guess is 0 and the computer's number has to be between 1 and 100, so it's going to do this stuff. It's going to say, what is your guess? It's going to turn it into an integer. And if the human's guess is too high, it's going to say your guess was too high. If the human's guess is too low, it's going to say your guess is too low. And it's going to stay in this while loop until you actually have the same number. And then it's going to say, congratulations, you guessed the number. So I'm going to go ahead and save this. So I've saved my file, and I'm going to run it. So let's see what happens when I run it. All right, I have a number in mind between 1 and 100. Keep guessing until you find my number. What is your guess? Do you notice that it printed 37? I know the number is 37. Okay, but I'm going to say it's 1. Your guess was too low. 34. Your guess was too low. 78. Your guess was too high. 200. Your guess was too high. 1 million. Your guess was too high. How about 37? Congratulations, you guessed the number. Okay, so we created our first version of Guess the Number. And we're going to talk about some of the problems with it, why it's not the world's best game, and things that we can do to make it better. But so far, we have version 1 of Guess the Number.